welcome to the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. I'm Leslie, your host, and this is episode 43, or otherwise known as 20 Days and Counting. That's right, everybody. If you are doing craft projects for the holiday gift-giving season, you have 20 days at best to get them finished. So if you have holiday parties upcoming, snap, snap. And if you're one of the lucky ones that has a party after or between Christmas and New Year's, you are definitely one of the lucky ones. Personally, I have a lot to do, and I might look calm, cool, and collected, but on the inside, I'm terrified I'm not going to finish. Stress, stress, stress. It's not really that bad, but I don't know. I want to make people happy, so I'm trying to get everything done. I think I would be happy if I had something that was hand knit or hand spun or just handcrafted because somebody thought of me specifically in doing that. So anyway, I want to have a very short show today. So without further ado, let's get into it. So keeping in touch. If you want to find links on how to contact me on Plurk, Google+, Ravelry, if you want to get the show notes, which I have everything linked, all the projects, all the vendors. I also have the polls where you vote on the knitting game. They're on my blog, which is myordinaryjourney.com. And everything is there, so check it out, and it's very easy to get to and hopefully very fun, and you have a great time and you find what you need. That's the important thing. Find what you need. Okay, so last week I took a break from the regular show format. It was not a real show per se. So with that being said, I have some welcomes and birthdays to say hello and happy birthday. So Gina 376, that is Gina. Grandma K is Kathy. RDH Knitter Carol. Knitting Graham Marcia. Crazy Maria, I'm guessing that is Maria. LaShawn Shannon. Then we have Caro 72, and then Bad Cat Knits, and Sabarb, Brab, Sabra, B, Sabrina. So, and then Sayobahan 53, Jan. So everybody from the last two weeks, a very long time, 2 weeks, thank you for joining the group. So awesome news. We are at 144 members. Remember, when we hit that milestone of 150 members, I am going to do a random drawing of the first 150 members, not including myself. So that'll actually be 151 folks in the group besides myself. So 151 is the magic number. Now what I decided to give away is one of my custom made project bags. So I don't have one to show you per se. This is an example of one of my medium-sized project bags. It's a drawstring bag, fully lined, top stitched. This does not have the boxed corners, so this is just a pouch, and it's a nice size. I have, this is a hat in here right now. So a hat I have not worked on and I feel very guilty about, but oh well. So birthdays, believe it or not, even though I didn't record in 2 weeks, I had no birthdays last week. Nobody had a birthday between the time I should have said happy birthday. So I didn't miss anybody, which is awesome. So happy birthday. Knitting's my bag, and that's Lois. Hi Lois, everybody knows Lois. And then all that cake knit and that's Dorothy. So ladies, happy birthday. What a wonderful time of year. Oh my gosh, you guys are probably eating up a storm and birthday cake, and it is awesome. My son has been trying to get me to bake cookies for like a week. I have the butter ready in the bowl, ready to go. I just haven't made the cookies. So some shout outs. Again, I want to say thank you to Inked Knits and Anders Mill. They are the cooperative independent yarn dyer and bag maker based out of Anchorage, Alaska. Ladies, hello and thank you. They have graciously set up a coupon code for Knitting Game viewers, and that is Knit Game, all one word, at checkout, and that will give you 15% off of your entire order. So great. That is amazing. So go check out Inked Knits and Anders Mill. They have a link in the show notes. And they are the bag supplier and one of the independent dyers for the Armed Forces Fiber Fanatics Charity Sock Yarn Club, the AF3 Club. Right before Thanksgiving, I did go ahead and draw for the 29 club slots. Everyone should have either received the yay, you made it, or I'm sorry, you might make it if somebody cancels out waitlist email. So hopefully you got one or the other. And I want to give everybody a quick update on how that's going. And let's start off by saying Lollipop Yarn is going to be our January dyer. She is doing the Army colorway. And I have gone ahead and purchased and paid for the 30 skeins because I get one. I'm going to keep one. So the 30 balls of yarn. So that'll be the 29 for the club and then one for me. So, and yes, I am going to donate the full amount for my behalf. So even though there's 29 slots for the club, there's going to be a total of 30 donations if you add it up in one set that is going to the Wounded Warrior Project and the USO. So we've got the yarn ordered from Lollipop Yarns, and I went ahead and picked the fabrics out for the bags, for the bag option. Now right now I've gone ahead and let Anders Mill know how many bags, how many of you guys that made it into the club wanted the bag option. If you are in the club and you have changed your mind, now is the time to tell me, and I'll send out a reminder to everybody in the next week to confirm your club slot and whether or not you want the bag option, because I have to let them know for fabric purchasing and all that stuff, all that goodies. So moving on, question of the week. So the question of the week this week is Christmas tree lights clear or multicolor, solid or blinky? As you may be able to see behind me, our Christmas tree now has lights and ornaments, and we are a let's do it as big as we can family. So we have, yes, clear and multicolored lights, stationary or stagnant, always on steady lights. We've got blinky, flashy lights, and then we have lights that are a little crazy. They do fade in, fade out, blink, 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 to give somebody, you know, just a heart attack. It's crazy. So, bunch of lights. We love the lights. And my husband especially loves this time of year. He'll come down in the morning, turn on the Christmas tree, and just sit in the dark before the kids get up. He loves it. So, yeah, so that is the question of the week. So I'll post that on our raft board. All right, so getting to it. All right, so the knitting game. Right now we are finishing up round 3 and moving into round 4. And this is the 1+1 scarves, shawls, and shrugs. 25+ projects for just 2 skeins. So not your one ball wonders. This is 2. So for round 3, and I had voting open for 2 weeks. I didn't close it last week because of all that was going on. I wanted everybody to have a chance because I was preoccupied. I imagine a lot of folks were too. So I went ahead and left it open a week just to be on the safe side. I don't really think it mattered much. I think everybody that votes pretty much voted, and the winner was obvious. So we had the corrugated rib scarf and the exotic draped ruffle. The exotic draped ruffle was the returning champion, and the corrugated rib scarf was the challenger. And the winner, with 80% of the vote, a clear-cut winner yet again, was the exotic draped ruffle. Okay, so now what happens? We are into round 4, which is the 4th and final round of this particular knitting game. So, as a returning champion, you'll have the choice between the exotic draped ruffle and the challenger, which is the smart shawl. Okay, so some particulars about each of the project. The exotic draped ruffle takes a DK weight yarn. It's knit on size 9 needles and takes about 277 yards. The smart shawl takes an Aran weight yarn. The needle size, and I took this off of the project page on Ravelry because there was a correction, an errata. So from the Ravelry page it says 8s, 10s, or 11s, and that's US sizes on size 16 or 24 size 8 or smaller circular needles. I'll read the pattern if need be to figure out what it is I'm exactly supposed to do. As you may have noticed, the construction of the smart shawl is just, I think, kind of ingenious, where you do that loop back in on itself. So you have a loop. Now, I don't know if I haven't read it, so I don't know if it's a provisional cast on and you go and then you come around and you, at a certain point, you come and somehow start knitting in one direction. I'm not sure, but it also takes 425 yards of yarn. So it's a long one, ladies and gentlemen. It's a long one. So those are your choices. Now I will close voting in a week. That is, oh, correction, not in a week. I am closing voting a day early. I repeat, a day early. So I will actually close voting, I believe it's December 11th, on that Tuesday, because I have something to do actually on that Wednesday, the 12th. Yes, so voting will close on the 11th of December. My husband's company is having their annual pre-holiday get-together from 4 to 7 on the 12th next week, so I won't even be home, so I can't record. So I'll record a day early, the 11th. You have till the 11th. Alright, so updates on the past winners. I have knit on nothing from the knitting game this week. I have been preoccupied with another knitting project almost exclusively, so we'll get to that. So no updates. Everything is as it was last week, so hopefully I'll get that on gear, because 2 of them, yes, 2 of the 3 are Christmas presents. So on to the other knitting I did. So first off were the Augusta fingerless mitts. I didn't get very far. I obviously did not include a Dicky Do, so my stitch marker. I have no idea how many extra repeats I've done. I think 3. I think I've done 3 repeats since you guys saw these last. I worked on a touch, our guild had their Christmas party last Saturday. So I worked on these a little bit because they're brainless. I have the pattern memorized, so I just have to do a total of 16 of these faux cable repeats. And then I bind off, or I drop 10 stitches onto some waste yarn and then cast on 10 stitches when I come back around. And yep, it's not very difficult at all. So I have about this much left to go. This is my hand spun yarn. I'm using, this is Gnome Acres Falkland in the Loki colorway, and I spun this up, and that's what I'm using. And these are for my daughter. She has no idea I have started the gloves, so it will be a surprise. The other project I am working on is the Crosswords at the Coffee Shop shawl, and I started this in honor of Carrie, Knit Purl Girl. And if you go to the Friends of Knit Purl Girl board on Ravelry, there is a knit along in her memory. In case you don't know, the knitting community lost a very dear friend last Monday, quite unexpectedly, and Knit Purl Girl was a designer as well, so it just kind of sort of happened. Everybody started to think it was a really good idea. Knitting Wolf, I believe, started the thread on Ravelry, and most of us, if we're doing the knit along, are doing the Crosswords in the Coffee Shop. Some are doing other patterns Carrie wrote. I cannot speak English. So I am done through the first set of lace repeats. I am halfway through the second set of lace repeats. And although the pattern only calls for two sets of lace repeats, I'm thinking of adding a third because I have plenty of yarn. Because this is also my hand spun yarn. It's a colonial. The color is not going to come out at all. It is a dark green primarily with flecks of primary reds, blues, yellows, and oranges. And it is absolutely gorgeous. In the light, the extra colors come off very jeweled tone like, and it is gorgeous. But this is going to be a wonderfully warm shawl to snuggle up around the fire and have a nice hot cocoa. So that is what I have been knitting on this week. So those are my whips. I did not work on the Cool House hat that I'm doing for a chemo cap for a friend, and I did not work on my Don't Cage Me in socks. So those are all of my, I've got like 6 projects going at once. I do have a stash expansion. I was lucky enough to catch the Into the World update this week. So I picked up the Into the World. It's the Pikoku sock, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. This is the Arrakis colorway, and I love how it transitions from this burgundy kind of red into this yellow, and then it progresses into like this soft yellowy gray almost, and this blue. I wish it was one long transition like that and I could knit a shawl like this in just from start to finish, but it's not, which is fine. It's going to be a little bit interesting to see how these colors break up and pool. So that was awesome. And speaking of Into the World, I did not do any spinning this week, but I do have a spinning stash enhancement. I was able to pick up, this is the Cerulean Dream. It is 85% Polworth, 15% silk, and it is the beautiful dark green, light chartreuse green, dark blue, light blue. Just, it's really nice and I like it. So yay. And then I got a little sample. It's called OOK, OOAK. It's just a little sample, little teaser. So when I saw it, I said, ooh, okay. So it's pinks and blues and oranges and mauves and red. There's a little red, like maroon in there. Just all sorts of pretty colors. So that's that for the spinning. Sewing, and this is what's been taking up like all of my free time on the weekend, is the shop. So I got some more orders. I did them up, got them out in the mail on Monday, which was good. I had the shop update on Friday, and it was a little earlier than I had originally announced because I couldn't wait. I had so much fun putting everything together, so I got that up a little bit early, just a smidge. The next shop day update is not until December 14th. That is my next flex day, so that's when it'll go up. And I do have a holiday coupon code. It'll be good from now until the 1st of January. It's called Holiday Ship 2012. If you put that in at checkout, you'll get free shipping. So Holiday Ship 2012, all one word. And to tickle y'all's fancy, I have zippers. I ordered some zippers, so I have all sorts of colors. I have reds and blues and oranges. It's just a variety. 50. I have 50 zippers. So, reminds me of like flowers, you know, coming down, walking down the aisle, how they spray out. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's all I have this week. Hopefully it was a nice short palette cleanser. So don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote early. December 11th, I'm going to be closing the polls and recording on December 11th. So happy short week, everybody, and I will see you later. Bye.